Hello, this is Mary, the Psychic Animist, coming to you from Rivers Bend Sanctuary, and we are on week 12 of our tarot series. So this week we are talking about the Justice card, which in most decks is Major Arcana card number 11. And some decks, though, it is 8. So depends on what deck you have. So if you look at the Justice card, you know, what do you see? So this is the Rider-Waite, just the normal Rider-Waite version. And if you see this, you'll see that there is the woman with a scale. And the scale means so many things. You know, scale means balancing your intuition, trying to get this to go into focus. There we go. So it is all on balancing. You know, the scale symbolizes how intuition should balance logic. The double-edged sword. You know, we've all heard about the double-edged sword, symbolizes impartiality, and also knowing that, you know, there's cause and effect, right? So this is a huge thing of this card. You know, the cause and effect that can happen, decisions that have to be made, that you're held accountable for your actions. Karma is a big one that people throw out with the Justice card. Obviously, cause and effect, law, truth, honesty, integrity. Your integrity is huge when it comes to justice, of course. And, you know, that also it's a message to really make sure that you learn the truth from facts. You know, hearsay doesn't matter in this. You need to look upon whatever the situation is and look at it, you know, with knowing what the facts are, to find out the truth, and then being just about it, being fair, whether that's with yourself or with somebody else. You know, justice is delivering, you know, just action. You know, justice is about being just depending on the situation, that action that has been done. You know, it's about acting accordingly in a fair way. So there are many different cards. I've got, I don't know, 5, 6 decks here. So this is the Celtic Druid, I believe, or the Druid Tarot. And, you know, if you notice there, she also has the scales there. Scales and the double-edged sword is the main symbols in most of these Justice cards. Let's see if I can get that. Now in this one, there's also the owl, which, you know, owl is intuition, but also about using your, you know, your thoughts, your brain, to be able to logically figure out what is accurate, what is just. Now this can be, if you pull this card for yourself, it could be a relief, right? It could be like, oh, good, because if there's something going on, someone's treating you unfairly, poorly, it could be a sign saying, hey, you know, justice is going to prevail. And fairness will happen. The person who is doing you wrong is going to have to answer for their actions. Now, if you pull this card and you're the one and you can't figure out what, you know, why would I be pulling this card? You know, nobody's doing anything poorly to me. Then it's time to do a little introspection. Figure out, you know, are you the one that's being unfair and unjust? You know, look at the actions that you are doing. Here is another, and this is, see, I like this card here, and this is from the Lightseer deck. And the reason why is because, you know, when she's holding and balancing the scales, she's reflecting. See that? That's her on the other side, you know, below. So that reflection is a big thing. A lot of times it is wise when we pull cards, especially Major Arcana, we should really reflect on how they relate to us and how our actions are. You know, is there some balancing that needs to happen here? You know, this is a big balancing card as well. You know, it really depends on what your reading is about when you pull this. You know, decisions can be a big thing as well. Here's some difference in, I'll go with this here. Here's the Huntsman. This is from, what is it called? The Forest of Enchantment. And, you know, this is called the Huntsman versus Justice, but it's the same logic here. The only difference is that they are speaking that he prevails justice across the woodlands, right? Across the forest. So if you notice, you know, he is a hunter, but yet you notice the deer that he has there that are way too close to him if he's a hunter, right? Well, it's because he is that beautiful spirit that protects the forest. And he is saying you must be just in how you hunt. So it's again a balancing act and being fair and having integrity in your skills, right? You want to have integrity when you're hunting, of course. I like the lion here. This is from the Anima Monday deck. And this just showcases, that you are going to have to answer for your actions. And this is from Mary L. Tarot. And this one, again, is one, as I mentioned before, that sometimes it's not number 11 in the major arcana. Sometimes it's number 8. And this discusses Matt and how, upon death, that the person who died, their heart would be weighted against a feather. And if the heart was lighter, then they were able to go and spend eternity with Osiris. And if the heart was heavy, of course, not being truthful, not having integrity, then there's a devourer. I don't remember the name of the devourer, would eat the soul. So these cards can have so many different meanings depending on your situation. So I'll put this one up again, and we can talk about pulling this upright. So again, pulling it upright for yourself in a general reading. Look at, are you asking a specific question? Are you being held accountable, or is it somebody else? This is all on cause and effect, accountability, consequences for your actions, karma, learning the truth, all of this. What makes us human, right? To be able to have humanity, we have to have justice as well. So if you pull it, say you pull it for a love reading. If you pull this for love, then that means that, one, that you guys are doing okay. You are communicating, compromising. But it also is a message, just a reminder to, be balanced and be honest in your relationship. And it's a message too that, hey, you guys are doing okay. If you're in a relationship that you guys are working things well, it doesn't mean that you won't have disagreements or that there won't be things that you might disagree, fight on or what have you. It's about how you treat each other, having that integrity, listening to each other, being truthful. And if you pull this card for a career, back to love, excuse me, losing my voice here. If you are not in a relationship and you are looking for love and you pull the Justice card, that means that your efforts are going to be rewarded. And that, you are doing well. Make sure to continue to treat everybody with respect. If you pull this for career, means that you have integrity at work. Things are going well. You will be rewarded for your honesty, for your integrity, for your accountability, for all of that. Let's see, for finances, you pull this for finances, most of the time it's about balancing that. You're balancing your finances. Everything is going well. There's good give and take. Now reversed, as you, I'm sure, can tell, that this is injustice. This is retribution for that injustice. This is corruption, dishonesty, unfairness, avoiding accountability. If you pull this reverse for yourself in a general reading, then you do need to look at, what shadows do you have that you're not being accountable for? What are you denying? A lot of times this may come up, during shadow work type of stuff, when you've got aspects coming up that are coming back to bite you in the butt kind of thing. Again, the karma type of issue, and as well as just, things that come up that you need to deal with, that you're trying to put behind a door, push away, trying to ignore a person. It's time that you actually stand on your feet, that you are held accountable for your actions. Maybe it's time you reach out and apologize, act fair. Reversed is, you're living in denial, a lot of times. And, you're running from your guilt. And again, that happens a lot when shadow work is coming up. So nothing to run away from. It can be scary, but it just means make sure that you have that balanced, beautiful soul that we all should have. For legal matters, if you pull this, it's probably not a good outcome. Things aren't going to be just. Things aren't going to be fair. When you pull this in love reversed, then again, it means there is unfair expectations. Things are just not balanced. Blaming unfairly, your partner for things. This could be expecting them to do so much for you when you're not giving the same in return, right? So that does happen quite often in relationship readings. For career, obviously, it's again unfair expectations. Maybe you're not giving as much as what you think you are. and expecting more in return, and you're not, right? So look at what's going on. Do you need to do more, put more effort in, be more honest, that kind of stuff. Again, dishonesty can happen, and not being accountable. So main words really, accountability, honesty, truth, consequences, integrity. I said integrity, but it's all law, truth, honesty, integrity is all what this card is about. And when it's reversed, you're reversing that, right? This is one of those cards that's pretty easy. It doesn't have the hidden doorway type of reversal meaning. This is the opposite. You're avoiding responsibility. So for finances, if you pull this reversed, you're avoiding responsibility. You are not trustworthy with money right now. This is something that you need to look further into. So again, this card can really showcase you what you need to work on. It can showcase things that are going well for you. And of course, it can be warnings as well. So that is Justice. And I hope you enjoyed this week's tarot series, and we will see you next week.